Do you want to know what is algorithm complexity or big O notation? Well, in this video, I will teach you why, what and how of algorithm complexity, so stick around. In case if you don't know me, my name is Anjan. I am a full stack web developer and also blogger at dev.to and Medium. I also run this channel and I will teach you web development, data structure algorithms and many more. So hit the subscribe button so that my friend you don't miss any of this cool stuff. So what is algorithm? Let me give you an example. I want you to write a function that will take two numbers as parameter and add them and then return the result. And this is the solution. So what are we doing here? We are just taking some steps. First, we add the two numbers and second, we just return the result. And by taking some steps, we are achieving our goal. This is what we call algorithm. Algorithm is just steps of achieving a goal. Algorithm is used everywhere, every technology you see. Algorithm can be complex or can be two lines of code. It can be simple addition algorithm or complex algorithm like pathfinding algorithm. Now let's move on to algorithm complexity. So what is algorithm complexity? Before we know about algorithm complexity, let's learn about algorithm efficiency. What is algorithm efficiency? It simply means if an algorithm is good enough for an operation or not. There are two types of algorithm efficiency. One is time efficiency, another one is space efficiency. So what is time efficiency? It means the required time to finish an operation. Means how quickly an algorithm finishes its operation. What about space efficiency? The required space to finish an operation. It means how much space an algorithm takes to finish its operation. Less space an algorithm takes to finish, more space efficiency it is. Why do we need algorithm efficiency? Does it matter now? Well, it does matter only if our input is large. And I will discuss it in a second. We developers want to write good code. But what is good code? Think for a minute. We want to write code that is fast, takes less space and scalable. But what is scalable code? A program that achieves its goal efficiently even if the input grows larger. And it only cares when input is large. And I will discuss it in a minute. When our input is small, then our algorithm are relatively fast because algorithm needs to take less steps. But as our input grows large, our algorithm needs to take more steps. So our algorithm becomes slow. But we don't want that to happen. We want our algorithm to stay fast, even if the input grows large, so that our users have good experience. Let's take a look at another example. Suppose you search something on Google and Google sends you the result so fast. Have you ever wondered how? Because of their super fast computers? Not entirely. Their algorithm plays a very important role. There are trillions of web pages in the internet. Their algorithm is so intelligent that it knows where to find. This is why Google search is so fast. Then how do we know if an algorithm is efficient or not? Just think for a minute. You could have thought about checking how long the algorithm takes to finish or keeping track of number of steps of an algorithm. Well, both are kinda wrong. Just remember, measuring algorithm efficiency should be universal. It should not vary on machines, compilers, languages or algorithms, etc. Let's see why those options were wrong. Checking how long the algorithm takes to finish. It varies from machine to machine. You might have a fast computer, but not everyone has equal fast computers. It is common sense that a fast computer will finish any task faster than a slower computer. It makes sense. It also depends on programs running on the background. Background process heavily affects the algorithm runtime. It slows down programs, so it won't give us the actual efficiency. I hope you understand. It also varies from language to language. Different language compilers are implemented differently. Every language has its own pros and cons. Some language is better at certain operation and some are on other operations, so they don't give us the actual efficiency. Next is keeping track of number of steps of an algorithm. Number of steps might vary on implementation. There are multiple solutions for certain problem in programming. Each developer has different opinions and they implement different solution. It is also not a good idea to count every step of an algorithm. Different algorithm has different number of steps and it depends on developer, so it won't be universal. Then what is the solution? The solution is checking the growth of the steps based on the size of the input. Let me demonstrate. Write a function that will take an array of number as input, increment every single element of the array by 1, and then return the array. Here is the solution. This function takes an array of number as input, then it will loop through every single element of the array and increment the element. Then it will return the array. This is an array of size of 10, and I'm calling this function, passing the array as an argument. So how many steps did it take? For simplicity, let's just not count the return statement as a step for now, because some people don't count return statement as a step. So how many steps did it take? This loop will run until I is less than the length of the array. So how many steps? 10, because it won't run after I will be equal to 10. So 0 to 9 is 10. Easy math. But what if the array size was 100? Now it will be 100 times. What if it is million? Then it will run million times, because I will run until I is less than 1 million. We can see here the growth of the steps depends on the size of the input. We can see here that the growth of the steps depends on the size of the input. So number of steps are increasing. That means our program will be slow when the input is large. Let's look at another example. Here this function takes two numbers as parameter, then the sum of the two numbers is assigning to the result variable. And again, let's just not count return statement as a step. So how many steps did it take? 1, because it is just adding the two numbers. What if the number is large, like 1 million and 2 million? It will be still 1, because this function is just adding the two numbers. We can see that the number of steps is not growing even if our input grows larger. So it will be fast. Because it won't have to take many steps. So really the solution is checking the growth of the steps based on the size of the input. This is what we call algorithm complexity. But how do we represent algorithm complexity? We need a notation. Well, there is a notation and it is big O. Now the O is just constant. It could be anything. A, B, whatever you like. O is just a common standard. These are some common complexities. Top ones are good, and as you go down, it will go slow. We will talk about all of them in future videos, so hit the subscribe button to stay updated. Let's take a look at one complexity. This is O of 1, where n is the size of the input. Don't think it is a function call, even though it looks like one. Let's take a look at one graph. This is from bigocheatsheet.com, and I will put the link on the description below. The horizontal axis is the input size and the vertical is the number of operations or steps. We can see that our input grows larger and more horrible it becomes. We will explore this graph in future. In the next video, we will learn about big O of 1, which is good. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you have learned anything from this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So stay safe, guys, and I will see you next time.